Hello and welcome to the Bench Report. You're listening to Amy and Ivan.
Hello.
Today we're looking closely at the future of public libraries. We're drawing on a recent House of Commons discussion and also a detailed briefing paper.
That's right.
So if you want to quickly understand what's important here without getting too bogged down, this is definitely for you. What seems clear, really from the outset, is that libraries are, well, incredibly valuable. They do so much. But they are facing some serious hurdles.
Indeed. It's quite the contrast.
So our aim is to kind of get to the heart of what these sources are telling us about the current state of play.
And it's worth remembering, libraries aren't new. They have a long history. This year is actually the 175th anniversary of the Public Libraries Act, 1850.
Ah, William Ewart's work.
Exactly. And, interestingly, there was quite a bit of resistance back then. Some people feared unrest, letting the rough and poor have easy access to reading materials.
Quite a different perspective from today, where they're seen as these beacons of trustworthy information. Especially important now with all the misinformation floating around.
Precisely. They offer a reliable source in what can be a very confusing information landscape.
And they've really grown beyond just books, haven't they? They're these vital community hubs now.
Absolutely. Offering things like digital skills training, support for entrepreneurs, focusing on community well-being, and just being, well, safe, welcoming spaces.
The briefing mentioned, I think, 13.7 million adults used a library last year for all sorts of reasons, studying, using the internet.
Or just needing somewhere safe to be. Baroness Twycross had a great description. She called them one of the last non-transactional spaces.
That really captures it. Places you can just be.
But looking at the bigger picture, the challenges are significant. We're talking about real terms funding cuts of about 49% since 2010.
49%. That's almost half. It's huge.
It is, and it's led to closures. Around 276 static libraries gone in England since 2010, and that might even be an underestimate.
And local councils are under enormous pressure, aren't they? We hear about Section 114 notices. Exceptional financial support needed.
Correct. And while there's a legal duty for councils to provide a comprehensive and efficient library service, well, those terms aren't actually defined anywhere.
Which leaves the service vulnerable when budgets are squeezed.
Exactly. We see the impact reduced opening hours, like in Derbyshire Dales, or closures like the Folkestone Library mentioned in the debate.
But it isn't just a story of decline. What's really striking is the innovation. Libraries are adapting.
They really are. Some great examples came up. The Glass Box in Taunton, for instance, teaching 3D printing and programming.
Or Gloucestershire's program, specifically targeting loneliness through libraries.
And Haringey doing library late events, bringing in artists and musicians. Somerset's libraries were highlighted too, national examples connecting with carers groups.
It shows real creativity in finding new ways to serve the community.
And that adaptation takes different forms. You've got Redbridge transforming libraries into these multi-use community hubs, gyms, museums, children's centers, all co-located.
Smart use of space.
Very. And mobile libraries are still crucial, especially for rural areas. Libraries NI and Somerset were mentioned there. Plus, you see community-run libraries relying on volunteers, like in Radstock or Newby and Scalby.
And those more specialized services, like the Library Link scheme in Croxley Green, offering research help.
And the basics, too, which are still so essential, providing internet access, printing, and importantly, support with the digital literacy. Lots of people still rely on libraries for that.
So all this brings us to funding and the future. There's clearly a push for, well, better funding, but also these innovative solutions, collaboration, maybe some commercialization.
Definitely. And the Sanderson Review came up a lot. It called for a proper national strategy for public libraries.
What were the key things the review suggested?
Several points. A national data hub to actually evidence the impact libraries have. A national branding campaign to boost their profile. Getting the British Library more involved.
Easier membership, too, I think.
Yes, things like automatic enrollment for children, maybe a universal library card. Also strengthening the volunteer network, which is growing, actually, and creating a libraries laureate post.
And the government's response. They seem open to some of it.
They've stated a commitment to look into implementing some recommendations, the data hub, scoping the branding idea involving the British Library, expanding membership, and appointing a specific libraries minister.
And there's some funding allocated.
Yes, £5.5 million in the Libraries Improvement Fund for 2025-26. Though it's worth noting that contrast again. More volunteers, but fewer paid library staff overall.
So the debate continues about whether we need that overarching national strategy, given local authorities already have the statutory duty.
Precisely. That duty exists under various acts across the UK, the 1964 Act in England and Wales, the 1973 Act in Scotland, and the 2008 Act in Northern Ireland.
What really resonated from the debate, though, were the personal stories, the individual impact.
Absolutely. People talking about how a library sparked their love of reading or provided a quiet place for homework when home was chaotic.
Support for job seekers, tackling loneliness, these came up again and again.
They really function as crucial community centers, particularly, perhaps, in more rural areas, fostering interaction, breaking down isolation.
Hosting events, too, community gatherings, green jobs fairs, support for specific groups like the Ukrainian community seeking refuge.
And underpinning education at all levels, from toddler story time right up to adult learning. They play a role in so many wider issues: digital inclusion, even mental health support, access to reliable information.
So wrapping it up, the key takeaway seems to be libraries are incredibly vital community assets. They're under pressure financially, but they're also adapting, innovating.
Definitely. And there's this ongoing discussion about the best path forward calls for a national strategy, better data to prove their worth, alongside that continued local delivery.
Now, here's something for you to consider. In this age where information is, well, seemingly everywhere online, what's the unique role of the physical library space in your community? What value does it offer that maybe can't be replicated digitally?
It raises interesting questions about physical versus digital spaces, community needs, and how we access knowledge and support today.
As always, find us on social media at Bench Report UK. Get in touch with any topic important to you.
We'd love to hear from you.
Remember, politics is everyone's business. Take care.
Hello there, this is Tom, the producer of The Bench Report. Listener suggestions are vital to my mission of making politics more accessible and accountable. So, if you have an issue that's really important to you, personally or professionally, and want to know what those in power are doing about it, please get in touch via email or via our socials at Bench Report UK. I'll grab another coffee and start scanning those parliamentary archives.